Hello, today we are on the lesson, May 13th assignment, factoring standard quadratic equations expression, day one. Okay, so here we go. So what we have is, here's the assignment. I'm going to click this, make sure to download it. This is the video you're watching now, but make sure you download this for translating the document. So make sure you translate that. And when you open it, you should get this document here and you can convert it to your language, okay? So let me look at the assignment. Okay, so this is the assignment that you have here. So please be sure to go to go through and read through this, okay? And also, after you're done reading through that, please read this about the assignment. Take some time to read this and make sure you understand it in your own language, okay? Okay, if you did, then what you'll see is that this assignment here, what you're doing is you are taking standard quadratic expressions. So this is in standard form. What we want to do is we want to find out which one of these in factored form is equivalent to this one here. And so if we have answer choices, one thing we can do is we can test them to see which one works. And let me give you an example. So if I take this one right here and I FOIL it, for example, I would get x squared plus 15x, and then plus 1x, and then plus 15. Well, one thing, I'd put these together and I'd get 16x, which is that. That's okay. But this plus 15 over here does not match a 28, so this 15 doesn't work, okay? So we can do that. We can keep trying this. And I will tell you this, if you try it with these, B won't work, C won't work, but if you try this one, it will work. So go ahead and take this and factor this one, and when you're done, come back and check the video to see if you did it correctly. If you did this one correctly, there's two ways we can do it. We can do it the FOIL way with the parentheses, and we can try this, and when we do this, we get this, okay? So we've done this many times. And when I put these together, I get 16x. So that's 16x, that's okay there. And that plus 28, that's okay there. So we show that this one is correct. Also, if you prefer, if you would rather do this one, you can do this one over here. And when you do it, you get x squared for that, you get 28 for that. And then these two, you add them and you get 16x. So you get that, okay, two ways. So that's what you can do. And you can do it on this question here. So go ahead and try to find which one is correct over here. And when you're done, I will show you which one is the correct answer and maybe a shortcut. Okay, so next I want you to go back to the translation. I want you to read this and translate it to make sure you understand. Please translate that if you don't, or at least read it now. But you're going to multiply the numbers together and they should equal the C. What is C? What do I mean by that? That means that what do we get over here? These two numbers here, the 2 and the 14, when we multiply, it's positive 2 times 14. When we multiply those, we get 28, right? And that is, by the way, what is this C? Remember, this is the A, x squared plus bx plus C. So that's the one I'm talking about. This is the C, right? So when I multiply the 2 times the 14, I get 28, right? Which is what I got. If I take this one, I multiply 1 times 5. Here, let me do this. 1 times 5, I get 15. So that does not equal 28. So that's wrong. If I get 16 times 12, I get a really big number. It's not 28. So that's wrong. And if I multiply 16 times 28, that's also a very big number. It's not equal to 28 either, okay? So the only one that could possibly be correct is this one, 2 times 14. Let's try it over here. So this number, when C is this one, so negative 42 equals C, correct? Negative 42. So what is this one? Negative 4 times 15 is negative 60. So this is negative 42, so this is wrong. B is wrong. This one here, negative 14 times 3, if I multiply those together, that is equal to negative 42. So maybe, okay? This one here, this is also equal to negative 42. So maybe, okay? This one here, negative times a negative, that's positive 42, but we need a negative 42, so that's wrong. So very quickly, these two are wrong because this one equals negative 42, and this was negative 60. So it's maybe A, C, or D. So maybe I just try C and find out what happens. So go ahead and try that to see if it's correct or incorrect. Okay, so when I take C and I put it over here and I try it, I get the following: x squared, 14x, and then negative 3x, and then negative 42. I put those together, I get positive 11x. So that tells me that C is the correct answer. And I could try D, but I know that C is correct. So this one was C, okay? So that's what I can do. I can try those, okay? Okay, the first thing I do with this question number 3 is I look at this, and it's the C is equal to 26, positive. So let's see, so negative 14 times negative 1 is positive 14, but I need 26, so no to A. Okay, B, positive 13, positive 2, multiply is 26, maybe. Okay, over here, negative 2, negative 13, that's positive 26, maybe. Here, negative 13, positive 2 is negative 26, but I need positive 26. Okay, so then I'm going to just try one of these. Let me try C and see what I get. Okay, x times x squared, x times negative 13, negative 2 times x, negative 2 times negative 13, 26. Put these together, minus 15x. So this is correct with that. So now the B matches the negative 15. This matches this. So that tells me that C is correct. Now you could try this, but it would give you positive 15x. So anyway, that's how you can do these kind of problems. Okay, now we are looking at the next type of question. We're doing the same thing. We're going to try to write the standard form expression, and we're going to try to put it in factored form with the parentheses. But we don't have any choices that we can use. Here we use the choice, before we use the choices below. I guess this is it, the first one, number 4 through 5. Here we could use the choices and we could try those to see which one matched that, but we don't have that on this, right? There's no choices. So this is what we're going to try to do. Please go ahead and translate this and read it in your language. Okay, again, please make sure you understand this in your language. And what does it mean? Well, what it means is that we're going to, okay, so please remember what a squared, ax squared, the a is the first number. In this case, it's just like 1. And b is a number multiplied by x. So b is 15, right? So b is equal to 15. And c is equal to 36, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to find factors of 36. So you can find factors of 36. Let me just do this real quick. And so factors of 36, that's what we're going to find, okay? And what is a factor? Well, what I want you to do is I want you to come over here and read this. Please read this and translate it. And it's very important that you know what a factor is, okay? Here's an example. 5 is a factor of 10. So please read this. Okay, so 5 is a factor of 10 because 10 divided by 5 equals 2. That's a whole number, okay? But 10 divided by 4 is 2.5, so 4 is not a factor, okay? Okay, to find factors, so 36, a number is always a factor of itself. So you always start with C. And what times 36 is equal to 36? Well, always 36 times 1. Okay, then we're going to try 2. Is 2 a factor of 36? Okay, to find out if 2 is a factor of 36, I can go 36 divided by 2, enter, and I get a whole number, which is 18. So yes, it is, okay? How about 3? Is 3 a factor of 36? Okay, so 36 divided by 3, enter. 12 is a whole number, okay? So 12 times 3 is 4 a factor of 36? Not, yes, and it's 9. Okay, good. So this is 9. Is 5 a factor of 36? So 36 divided by 5, enter. 7.2, so that has a decimal. So no, 5 is not a factor of that. Okay, so 5 is not a factor. So then I'm going to say, is 6? Okay, is 6 a factor? Yes. If I take my calculator, so that says it's 6. 6 times 6. Now, I don't need to keep going here to 7 because I've already got this number is already matched. If I go to 7, then that would be this side. So I'm finished over here because then I could go to 8, but I already have, and then 9, etc. But I'm finished when I get there, okay? So I've made column 1. So all this number, 36 multiplied by 1 equals 36. 18 times 2 equals 36. All these numbers, when you multiply them, equal 36, okay? So what that means is all these numbers, 36 times 1 is 36. 18 times 2 is 36, etc. All these numbers, C equals 36. But now I need B to be equal to 15. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a column here. And first I'm going to add the numbers. I'm going to add this number and that number, and put it there, and then I'm going to subtract. So let's do 36 plus 1. Okay, so 36 plus 1 is 37. 36 minus 1 is 35, okay? And 18, so I'll fill it out. 18 plus 2 is 20. 18 minus 2 is 16. 12 plus 3 is 15. 12 minus 3 is 9. 9 plus 4, 13. 9 minus 4, 5. 6 plus 6 is going to be 12. 6 minus 6 is 0. Okay, so now that we've done that, what is our goal? Our goal is to find it when we add two numbers, we want B to be equal to 15, right? So this is the one right here that B is equal to 15, 37. We add the numbers, B is equal to 15. Or if we subtract them, it's equal to 15. Well, this is the only one that works. 15 right there is the number. So that tells us if we use those two numbers, 12, and they're both positive, right? So if we go plus 12 and plus 3, if we multiply them together, we know that they equal 36. They're factors, so that C is good. But if we add 12 plus 3, we get 15. And that's also good for the B, so we get both. That's the only one where if you add or subtract, you get 15. So the next thing is, what is the answer to the question? Well, this is the factored form. So the smaller one is this one, is a 3. So we're going to put 3 as your answer for this. And this one is positive 12 or just 12. So put the bigger number there and the smaller number there when you enter your answers. Okay, so our goal was accomplished. We found two numbers, 12 times 3 equals 36, which is the C, and 12 plus 3 equals 15, which is the B. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to check our answer. So we need to check this, okay? So go ahead and multiply this out and see what you get. So when I check it, I multiply it out like we know how to do, x times x, x times 3. I get these, and then I combine like terms to get 15x, which matches this over here. So this is correct. So make sure to check it as the last step. Okay, I'm running out of time here, so I want you to try this one and go through the process here, and then I'll show you the solution. Okay, so if you had a chance to try it, this is the table I set up. These numbers need to multiply to C. These two numbers right here, they multiply to C, which is 30. 30 times 1, 2 times 15, when they multiply, right? When you add them, you get this column here. 30 plus 1 is that, 31. 15 plus 2 is 17. When you subtract 30 minus 1, 29. 15 minus 2 is 13, okay? Now, we did that, and we're looking for B, two numbers that add or subtract to 13. The only one that works is this one, right? And that means that the two numbers that multiply to 30 are 10 and 3, and add is 13. So that means the numbers are 10 and 13. The bigger number is 10. So put the bigger number there in Canvas, and the smaller number is that. Okay, so now you're ready to do the rest of the practice questions, and make sure you put them in Canvas to get credit for the assignment.